What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Medichams, and welcome everybody to week 6 of the LBBA, or no, week 7. Yes, week 7. Week 6? Week 7? Week 6. Yes. Week 6 of the LBBA, I think. Of the, yeah, that. Anyways, welcome to the headline. I'm not redoing this. I'm not redoing it, freak it. Welcome to week 6 of the LBBA, where this week we're going to be going up against none other than Steve, coach of the House of Mouse. Here are the teams. Bop. So we're actually going to see both Terra Caps come. It's going to be Electric Halusha and Normal Chandelure. I'm assuming because I'm bringing the Ceruledge, I'm assuming Normal Chandelure is going to be the prioritized Terra Captain. So that is something we are going to have to keep in mind. And hopefully things go well. We're bringing some pretty cool sets. We got Flame Orb, the Excadrill specifically for the frickin', whatchamacallit? The thing. Corviknight, there we go. Jeez, got there eventually. And we're leading with that because Corviknight otherwise hard checks my team. So we are going to go ahead and see Iron Boulder, no Prim is nice. We do see a little Muck, we do see Gastrodon, we do see the other things. No Prim is a little bit shocking to me. I was kind of expecting Prim here, so I'm glad not to see it. Glad not to see Indeedee, no Vikavolt as well is nice. No Como-O and no Espeon. Okay. This is pretty similar to what I was expecting. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to lead Underminer. I doubt they lead anything else here. So I'm going to go ahead and just make this play. And I don't need Underminer here. I'm hoping that this catches them off guard. That's kind of my goal here. I want to catch them off guard. But yeah, we're running Fling Excadrill. So this is either going to go really well or really poorly. So yeah, I built this a pretty long time ago. So I need to remember how it works. I mean, I went through it beforehand, before the battle as well. So I do more or less know. Good luck up into my opponent. I love that card. That's a really cute card. I love how the question mark is in the card. That's so funny. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and see the lead. It's going to be Muck. So they're definitely going to swap here. I go ahead and lead Excadrill. I'm going to go ahead and Fling. They either switch to Corviknight or they stay in and then this thing gets burned. So regardless, both is a very good situation for me. I am very okay with just anything happening here. So we're hopefully going to see the Corviknight switch in. That's kind of my goal. Because if we do, then that's absolutely phenomenal. So that's the goal here. We are playing very heavily into Sand. The only Pokemon that they stay in, which is very interesting to me. I'm very okay with this getting burned as well. Corviknight is not being burned is fine, but that is a-okay with me. Love that for us. We're gonna see a Drain Punch here, bada bing, bada boom. Does a small chunk of damage. That is fine by me. So here, I think what I might do I go into Ceruledge here? Ceruledge is a pretty safe swap here, I think. I do really like that play. I could also go for an SD. I think you're going to have to swap into Corviknight, so I'm going to go ahead and predict that and go into Zacmander. Here we go. Let's go into Zacmander. Let's see what this thing wants to do. Hopefully we see a Corviknight here. That would be best case scenario, and then we go for a Bulk Up. We are going to see the swap. Let's see if it's Corviknight coming in here. It could also be Chandelure on the switch. We do see Corviknight. Beautiful. So I am very okay with this. I think what I might do here, we see Pressure. That's fine. Okay, we can't tank a hit from a Chandelure that's Choice Specs. If you are Choice Scarf, we can. So I think what I do here is I just go for a Bulk Up because you don't want to risk switching this in on a thing. So we're gonna go ahead. We do see the double. Do we see Chandelure switch in here? We could, I guess, but if we go for Shadow Claw, then that thing's dead. We're gonna see Gastrodon. Okay, Gastrodon makes a lot of sense here. I'm okay with this, I think. Let's see, Gastrodon. Shadow Claw does a small chunk of damage, but that's okay. I think here what I might do is I might go into Mandibuzz. I do like going into Mandibuzz here. We could see a Water Attack. Water Attack is pretty free here, but I think that's okay. Mandibuzz is a pretty free swap. If we see a Rocks go up, then we just click Defog. I am okay with this. We're gonna see a Surf, so this seems to be dirty. Okay, very interesting. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and click Knockoff here. I don't think there's a reason I don't click Knock. I guess maybe into Lucha could be scary, but I think Knockoff here is fine. We're gonna see the swap. I think Lucha is electric for the Mandibuzz, which I think makes sense. We could see, okay, we see Muck. Muck switches back in. That's fine. I'm okay with this. Muck switching in here is fine. We're gonna knock off whatever item this is. It is going to be the Assault Vest. Okay, so this is just 4 attacks. Muck. That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense to me. That's really nice for Reuniclus later on. Getting this thing chipped down is very solid. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and switch into this thing. We could see a knockoff. I'm okay with Hippowdon losing its item. I obviously would not prefer that, but if that happens, then it happens. We're gonna go into I'm Sorry. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful. And this is the almost a very similar set to what is used against me to counter me back in another draft league. So we set up the sand, which is great. We're knock off the Rocky Helmet. We're going to see that they're buffeted by the sand, which is great. Here, I'm immediately... This thing already getting chipped is also very phenomenal for Reuniclus in the back. So Reuniclus is looking really solid. I'm going to go ahead and go for Rocks. This is just a free rock angle for me. I am a very big fan of it. And let's see, Corviknight could come in here to get rid of rocks with defog, but that means they waste the turn going for defog here, and I am okay with that. And Corviknight might not even have defog. I could see Corviknight not having defog here. We're gonna set up the rocks though. Bada bing, bada boom. That is fine by me. We could see Grass Knot here. I think Grass Knot makes sense if they do have it. We just see a poison jab. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Critical hit. That's crazy for a crit. I won't even lie. We're gonna see that they're buffeted by the sand. That is fine. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So here, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go for. I could go for an Earthquake on the Corviknight, but I think what I do here, I'm just gonna click Whirlwind. I don't think you let this go down, because I think if you let this go down, then Reuniclus becomes a lot scarier. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and see the swap here. I am doing very well with predictions right now, and I'm a big fan of it. We're gonna see Corviknight switch in. That is fine by me. Corviknight switches in. We go for Whirlwind. We're doing chip damage to this Corviknight. We're gonna do chip damage to anything else that wants to switch in. The pressure is slightly annoying because that means Whirlwind is going to be a bit more of an issue, but now we know that Corviknight isn't a check for this. And the rocks stay up too. So hopefully we see maybe the Gastrodon switching in here. We do the Lucha. Lucha switches in. That's fine. I'm alright with Lucha switching in here. Lucha coming in is alright. We're gonna see that they're buffeted by the sand. We could see Defog here. Defog would make sense in this situation. I very highly doubt you Terra this Pokemon in this situation. I think I just click Whirlwind again, right? If you have Defog, you reveal it now. I don't think this type of set would. We see Acrobatics, that's fine. We're gonna just go for Whirlwind again, bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna be annoying. BEAU to full. This Hippowdon is gonna really come in handy against the physical attackers, because I can also just slack off for free. We're gonna see Gastrodon switch in. I think here I just go back to the Mandibuzz. We're gonna see lefties on this. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I go back to the Mandibuzz here every single time. That is what I do. We could see a double, perhaps, into maybe, like, the Muck. Maybe? I don't know if we see a double into Muck. But regardless, we're probably gonna see a double into something. Okay, so we see rocks of their own. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I could go for a knockoff myself into... Well, I think, let's see. Do I value... I would like to keep rocks off the field for now, so I think what I do, I either knock off or defog. Alolan Muck is a very obvious switch, so I'm gonna go ahead and defog here. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Getting rid of the hazards. I kind of wish I knocked this off now, but it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and see a Surf. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Boom. That is fine by me. I think here what I do is I just go for a knockoff again. If the Muck comes in, that's fine. It's not going to do any damage to Muck, but then combined with the burn, a Brave Bird might be able to knock it out. Maybe not. It depends on the roll, I think. It depends on the spread. We're going to see the swap. Let's see if it's Alolan Muck. I'm assuming it's Max Bedef Bulk. No, we're going to see Lucha come in. Okay, so Lucha's going to switch in here. That's fine. We're going to knock off this thing's item. If this thing Terras, honestly, that's fine. We're going to see White Herb. Yeah, I'm okay with this being a Terra. I'm okay with this Terraing. If Mandibuzz drops here, I'm alright with this Terraing and knocking out Mandibuzz here, I think. I think I'm okay with this. I'm going to Brave Bird nuke this. I'm going to go ahead and Brave Bird nuke. We're going to see SD. Okay, so I think if Lucha goes down here, let's see, Hall Lucha, I think it drops. Man, Brave Bird, bada bing, bada boom. Does Hall Lucha drop? It does. Beautiful. That's a massive threat out of the way. That is exactly why I packed Brave Bird on this. Mandibuzz picking up a kill. Already proven its worth. Absolutely phenomenal for me. I am a very big fan of this. Mandibuzz looks absolutely phenomenal also into Corviknight and Gastrodon, so that is really, really solid. Iron Boulder is the obvious check, so that is a bit terrifying, obviously. So I think what I do here, we also don't see an item. What I do here is I go into Hippowdon every single time. That is what I do. My guess is this is probably Scarf, if I had to guess. That would be a safe assumption to outspeed Sandrus Exca. We're going to see Sandstorm kicks up. That is great for me. We're going to see Mighty Cleave. That shouldn't do too much. Yeah, that does diddly squat. I'm going to assume that you are Scarf. On the off chance you're not, I'm going to go ahead and click Slack Off. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and see the swap. I think this thing is Scarf. I think it's Scarf for Excadrill. Gastrodon is going to be the swap. That makes a lot of sense to me. Bada bing, bada boom. We're slowly whittling down threats, which is really solid. We could see rocks here from them as well. I'm okay with that. I'm going into Mandibuzz here. And every single time against this, I think I click Roost this turn. We could see rocks. We're gonna see a Surf. That's best case scenario. That is absolutely best case scenario because I can just Clove for Roost for free. Beautiful. So we're gonna see that they actually opt to stay in, which is very interesting to me. We're gonna go ahead and recover HP. We're gonna see rocks on their end. That's fine. I go for defog every single time. Okay, so defog here. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm okay with defogging here. We could see maybe the Corviknight is a switch, but that just gives me a free Hippowdon. We're gonna see the Gastrodon switches out. So this is already a very, very good situation for me. We're gonna see Chandelure. So the big lure is coming out here, which is terrifying, obviously, but I'm okay with this. Defogged to drop this thing's evasiveness. Now here comes the fun part where I have to figure out what I'm going to do to check this. The unfortunate thing here is I don't have a lot of Pokemon to check this. I could have used a Ceruledge to check this, and I do have to keep that in mind. Ceruledge could be the check for this. Actually, let's see, I should live a Fire Blast. I'm at 340. Let's see, do I live in Overheat? 60 to 71, I'm at 340. Oh, crap. Oh, crap, I didn't mean to do that. No, I misclicked. Oh, crap, that might be a throw then. Oh, crap, I misclicked. I should have clicked, whatchamacallit. I should have clicked the other move. Okay. Oh, I misclicked. Oh, that was a misclick. It's fine, it is what it is. Terra Normal Chandelure is fine. If I had clicked Knockoff here, we'd be in a really good situation. It's not Scarf. We outspeed it, so it doesn't even have any investment in speed. We're speed tying right now. Trick Room. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Trick Room is very, very cool. I like that a lot. So, we see a Trick Room. That's actually really good for Reuniclus. You just set up Trick Room for Reuniclus. I'm okay with this. I go for a knockoff, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna click knock. I'm very fine with this situation. We're gonna see a Flamethrower, bada bing, bada boom, that's fine. The burn is unfortunate, but we nuked what we needed to nuke, so this is okay. And we see Life Orb, so this thing is Life Orb. That is fine. We're gonna knock off here, bada bing, bada boom, beautiful. We're gonna knock off that Life Orb, which is great. That's what I meant to do, and I just very poorly misclicked, and I took a lot of damage as a result. We still take a decent amount of damage. I do still want this around, so I think what I might do, I'm gonna go into Ceruledge. I know it's a bit risky, but I think that's my best play, unfortunately. Let's go Ceruledge! Let's hope this is Fire move. It is Ghost move. Well played. Well played. We're gonna lose our thing here. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Again, though, this just gives me a free swap into Reuniclus, because Reuniclus is literally here for this. Like, well, literally here to do the thing, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with letting this go down here. Yeah, that's fine. I go into Reuniclus and I just click Focus Blast. Reuniclus Focus Blast nukes Chandelure at this point, so I am very okay with this. Reuniclus every single time. That is just my freest button click ever. And I think here I just go for Focus Blast on the Alolan Muck. Or even to nuke this, because if they stay in, oh my gosh, we are amazing. That is crazy. I love how we both brought that. That's the scariest threat out of the way. We are looking absolutely phenomenal. Mandibuzz, like, destroys a lot of the other threats on this team. And we are looking really solid with Reuniclus right now. So this is a very good situation for us. And I think Trick Room is still up, too, which is crazy. We could see Alolan Muck, but actually Alolan Muck gives me a very free switch into... I can just switch into Mandibuzz here. I can literally just switch into Mandibuzz for free. Because you can't kill me. There's nothing you can do that can kill me, and you can't even poison me either. So this is actually such a good situation for me. Yeah, Reuniclus kind of cleans house at this point, I think. Obviously, there's still some threats, mainly the Corviknight. The Corviknight's the main thing that I'm a little bit scared of, but we're looking pretty good. We're gonna go into Mandibuzz. I guess maybe I shouldn't have done this because of Knockoff, but if we see Knockoff here, that's fine. We're just seeing a Poison Jab. Okay, that's fine. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so I just go for a Roost here every single time. They're probably going to go for Knockoff now, if I had to guess. Roost every single time. We definitely need to keep this Pokemon alive to prevent Iron Boulder from spamming the Psychic move. So that's definitely something that we need to do with this Pokemon. The Flame Orb Excadrill is really putting in work right now, and I'm a big fan of it. We're going to go ahead and see Gastrodon as the switch. So Gastrodon switches in now, which is very interesting. I guess they don't have maybe they don't have Knockoff on the other Pokemon, which is very interesting to me. I would expect Knockoff to be on this type of set, but I guess not. So we're just going to go ahead and knock off this thing's leftovers. You're probably going for rocks here, and I'm okay with that if you do. Got knock off, bada bing, bada boom. We knock off this thing's lefties. You probably also have recover, but I'm okay with that. We're going to see rocks on their end. That's fine. Rocks on their end is fine. We do still have Glaceon in the back, so this thing cannot win as long as Glaceon is alive. I, weirdly enough, want to Roost here, and I think I might... Or do I defog? I either Roost or defog. You know what? I can take whatever this thing wants to throw at me. I'm going to defog here. We're going to go ahead and click the defog button. Bada bing, bada boom. Get rid of those rocks immediately. You could set up the rocks again, but that's fine if you do. Let's see what they go for. They just go for a Surf. That's fine. I go for Roost now every single time. I just go for Roost for free. We win this exchange ultimately, so I'm okay. Roost for free because we can and want to. They also have to realize that if they go for rocks and they let Glaceon come in for free, that could also be a massive issue for them. We're going to see the Pointed Stones again. I'm just going to click Defog again. And then I think this time I might switch into Glaceon. After this Defog, if they stay in again, I think I go for... Yeah, they stay in. I think they really value rocks here, so I think they might be going for Surf. Let's see if they go for Surf. They do. So I think here this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Critical hit, that's fine. Critical hit is fine. We outspeed Corviknight, we outspeed Muck, we outspeed Gastrodon. This time I will go ahead and swap into McFlurry. I will go ahead and swap into McFlurry here on another Rocks. And I'm fine with that because everything resists Rocks. Reuniclus doesn't take damage. We see a Surf, that's fine. Surf here is fine. Okay, Freeze Dry should obviously kill, I think. Right? It actually, weirdly enough, might not. So I think what I'm... Okay, I might actually go for a Calm Mind here, weirdly enough. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna Calm Mind here, actually. I think you're gonna swap Insac off the Muck, which does make sense. I do... Oh, no, it goes into Boulder, actually. Very interesting. So Boulder is the check here. Intriguing. So... Okay. According to this, Zen Headbutt shouldn't kill me at any range. So I think what I might do here is go for Terra Blast, honestly. I'm going to say frick it and go for Terra Blast. Do I outspeed? No, I probably don't. I'm going to Terra Blast. Terra Blast here, bada bing, bada boom. This is a very interesting situation. And if we see Mighty Cleave, then I think they're throwing. We should live, again, we should live anything. I am assuming this is Scarf. If they swapped out, I assume this is, against the Hippowdon, I'm assuming this is Scarf. We're gonna see a CC. So we live, and we fire off the Citrus Berry, which is great. This thing's defenses are dropped, and Citrus Berry procs, we restore our HP back up, and this Boulder is dead. Unless it is Focus Sash, this Boulder is dead. And I'm assuming it's not Sash, it's Shuka. Okay, so Shuka makes a lot of sense. Honestly, this still might drop, actually. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see it. Badooskies. It does still drop. Glaceon is insane. Critical hit, I'm so sorry. That critical hit definitely mattered. The critical hit definitely mattered there, but I think this is just basically GG's at this point. Corviknight is the only Pokemon that can realistically switch in now at this point. And Corviknight could be an issue, but let's see here. Trailblaze does 1% of damage. That is hysterical, actually. We're gonna see Muck actually switch in. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Muck is the swap. That's fine. I think here what I do is I just go for another Terra Blast. You were Assault Vest. This will always kill. Will a Freeze Dry kill at this point? If you're like Max Badef, it still might not. So I think I just Terra Blast. We're gonna see Shadow Sneak. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. Does a small chunk of damage. Thankfully, no Poison Touch proccing is great. Glaceon's going to pick up another kill, which is obviously very nice. Boom. Beautiful. Muck is going to drop. That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense here, that was the play. Corviknight, again, could still be an issue, and I do have to worry about that. Gastrodon? May I ask why? Are you just letting things drop? Are you just letting me... I'm a bit confused. I'm a little bit confused, because in theory, Okay, well, I'm a little bit confused by that. I mean, I'll gladly take it. That guarantees me the win at this point. I'm a bit confused as to why that was the play, though. I'm a little bit confused as to why that was the play. Maybe they forgot I had Freeze Dry, I'm not too sure, but we should win this exchange. Freeze Dry. Bada bing, bada boom. It's not gonna do, yeah, like, that's why I'm so confused as to why that play was made. Very interesting. So I'm just gonna click Freeze Dry again. There's no reason for me not to at this point, I think, right? Yeah, I'm gonna click Freeze Dry again. Because if you don't Roost here, then I KO next turn. If you do Roost, then I can just go for a Calm Mind or something. Boom. Yeah, I kill next turn if you don't go for... Okay, you're just letting me pick up the kill. Okay. Mad respect to that. Really well played. Yeah, mad respect. GG's to Steve. Really, really, really well played. Unfortunately, Ceruledge didn't pop off. Ceruledge has not had its chance to shine yet, but Glaceon doing the dang thing, man. I'm really proud of Glaceon here. That was really solid. That crit definitely really helped out a ton. I don't know how much it controlled the game. I think Steve just kind of let me have it after this point. While I do still think it would have had to change to a much more defensive game, but I think the differential could have definitely changed. Regardless, I'm very glad to be back in my element. After last week, I definitely needed a moral victory for me, so I'm okay with this. I'm very happy with how I prepped. I'm very happy with how I played. Trick Room Shandy was a really good bring. I'm mad respect to that. Just helped that Reuniclus was an amazing counter to it. So, absolutely crazy, but regardless, GG's to my opponent. Really, really well played. I'm really glad the Fling Excadrill popped off. That was really awesome. That just neutered Alolan Muck, which was great. So, I'm a big fan of that. And, yeah, that helps fix our differential quite a bit after last week as well, after that horrendous 6-0 that happened, so I am okay with that. Regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you all so much for watching. I really, really hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to check out my opponent down in the description below, and check out their side of the battle, check out their channel, all the fun things will be linked down below, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!